Hello, good morning from Houston, Texas, United States of America. My name is Madu Ajaja, the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, and also the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite. Yes. How are you all doing? I hope you are having a great Wednesday, like I'm about to start having today, a day before my 62nd birthday anniversary. I'm going to be 62 tomorrow, and I look forward to it. Yes, the reason I'm making this broadcast is just to briefly, it's not going to be a long broadcast, express my sadness over what is taking place in Nigeria. I've always said it, but today, makes it more painful that Nigeria has no president. Nigeria has no president. Nigeria is like a chicken with its head cut off. It's darting about in no direction. Yes, and the criminals, the drug dealers had the temerity to be celebrating Democracy Day today, recognizing Mr. MKO Abiola, who won an election, then the best election ever conducted in Nigeria. In fact, it was a seamless election. And what makes it more seamless, it was like the process leading to it was purely made in Africa, made in Nigeria. Nothing, no science, no computers were involved. The people of Nigeria came out simply, option A4 they call it, came out simply, file behind the candidate of their choice. And when it was over, even though the choices before the people were not the best of choices, but you could not fault the process that produced the type of seamless outcome that we saw. There was no bloodshed. Nobody was told that he or she was an Igbo man anywhere in Nigeria. There was no iota of rigging. It was a moral expression of the people of Nigeria. The people of Nigeria really, truly made that choice consciously. I'm not sure that anybody was paid money to make his or her choice on that day. The man who won the election, there were two men actually who were in the race. There was Tofa from Sokoto, and there was MK Abiola Aerobama. Tofa was a full animal. But the people of Nigeria came out. I witnessed it. It was so peaceful. It was so seamless. It was so African. You know, even little children, even the birds in the sky, everybody was happy how the election was conducted. And who was behind it? The man who was INEC chairman at the time was what? An Igbo man. He brought the best of political science in him. Yeah, Professor Nwosu, to organize this election. Very ingenious. Very ingenious. And you know what? The cost was less. The cost was less. In fact, I don't know if the so-called international monitors came, but when they came, they always come with expectation that this African country is going to fail again. But they were shamed. The election came out. The result was, everybody knew the result. But again, the demons came. The demons who tried, even the man under whose administration the election was held, he knew that he was going to destroy the electoral process in Nigeria after wasting 8 years of endless transition to civil rule. I am talking about Ibrahim Babangida. That man is supposed to be in jail right now as we speak for wasting Nigeria's time, wasting Nigeria's money, and wasting the emotion of Nigerians to conduct an election that he knew he wasn't going to announce the result. That minute, Nigerians were full of expectation. Announced the result. They started one game here and there. At the end of the day, they came out with the result of annulment. Yes. And no reason, even as we speak, there has not been any official reason for annulling the result of that historic election. And that was a moment Nigeria had to actually invent itself, because Nigeria has never been invented. That was a moment. Everybody was at peace. Everybody was like, we have decided to build a new foundation for a country that all of us will be proud of. Here comes this demon, Ibrahim Babangida and his gang of northern elites. Yes, I call you out. You are fraudulent. You are the reason Nigeria is stuck. You call yourself northern elites. You call yourself northern emirs. You call yourself northern sultans. You call yourself all kinds of northern nonsense. You were the reasons. You had accomplices in other parts of the country, those second-class politicians who are always looking for ways to play second fiddle. You ganged up against the destiny of your country to put our country the way on the path to destruction. And that Babangida, you are living now. Yeah, you live on a wheelchair now. You shit and pee on yourself. People have to come and change you. There are consequences for every bad behavior. Yeah, these are the people we should not be celebrating. And I feel sad every time the media runs to him to seek his opinion on national issues. A country he destroyed. The man who invented 419, that destroyed a whole generation of our young people. The media is quick. The corrupt Nigerian media, the morally bankrupt Nigerian media, run by accomplices in the destruction of Nigeria. Yes, they are quick to run to people like this. Yes. So they started this trajectory of destruction. And when coming out from what he did, the people of Nigeria had to rise up. Nigerians were purpose-driven at the time. Not like what we are seeing right now, when people cannot gather together to demand an end to their suffering. I belong to that generation. We paid some huge costs. That was the first time I was supposed to come to the United States. I was robbed of that chance of coming. But it was worth staying to push the evil away. We pushed Babangida away. But guess what? He came with an interim arrangement, leaving his partner in crime, Sani Abacha, behind. As soon as he stepped away, he called it step aside. As soon as he stepped aside, Abacha came and drove Shenakan away. And at this time, Abiola was put in jail. Abiola came back from the United States. Yeah, again, after many months of procrastination, wasting time like Peter Obi wasted again, when he should have been decisive, when the momentum was there to declare himself the president of Nigeria, in line with the outcome of the result, whether official or unofficial, because everybody knew that he won that election. He wasted a lot of time, like Peter Obi wasted, yet again, for the criminals to gang up against the destiny of their country, to put us where we are now, in the hands of a drug dealer, a certificate forger, and an identity thief with no known history of birth, no known history of parentage, no known history of his country of origin, no known history of work experience. Everything about him is a fraud. And to make things worse, he was spared. Yes, some people said they wanted Muslim ticket. Nigeria is not an Islamic country. Nigeria is a secular state. Nigeria is an African state. They said that they wanted Muslim ticket. And they had their way and put a terrorist, yes, Kashim Shetima, in whose house, Aminu Sokoto, the bomber of the United Nations building, was arrested. Yes, in his house, Aminu Sokoto, the young man who bombed the United Nations building in 2011 that killed over 26 local and foreign workers. Yes, painfully, to address this madness of terrorism, to nip it in the bud, the International Criminal Court, through Ocampo, came to Nigeria to ask the sitting president at the time, Jonathan Goodluck, to ask him, what can we do? Give us the list of the masterminds of terrorism in Nigeria. Jonathan Goodluck said no. We can handle it. It's a domestic issue. The man left disappointed. Yes. So when they call Jonathan Goodluck hero of democracy, I wonder how they are calling him hero of democracy. The man who traded Dr. Festus Odumegu because of his greed for power. Because the same criminal element that call themselves northern elders, northern emirs, northern leaders, northern whatever they call themselves, who rob the people of the north, but give absolutely nothing to the people of the north. They came to him and told him, get rid of Dr. Festus Odumegu because he had business dealing with manufacturing alcohol. Yeah, and we will back you for second term. Not knowing that they were already programming a violent takeover through Muhammadu Buhari. Foolishly, Jonathan Goodluck yielded. He removed Odumegu, Dr. Festus Odumegu. I hope he's still alive. The worst that had to happen to a nation. A man who had mapped out Nigeria for the first scientific head count, census. Goodluck Jonathan relieved him of his position as the chairman of the Nigerian National Population Commission, and then replaced him with their choice. That was where he started digging his grave. In addition to allowing his criminal PDP goons access into our country's treasury, they walloped the treasury while he was smiling and getting drunk everywhere. And this is where we are, just in a nutshell. So when Abacha pushed away Shonekon, he took over everything, destroyed the country's treasury. Mischievous Nigerians, mischievous political elites from Nigeria. I hope Thomas Ikimi is still alive so he can hear this broadcast. Send it to him. Five Nigerian political parties came together and made Abacha the presidential candidate of all the political parties in Nigeria. What are we celebrating? Democracy in Nigeria, democracy of criminals, democracy of drug dealers, democracy of terrorists. Why should anybody be calling me? Somebody wished me happy Democracy Day. Where is democracy? A democracy does not permit a drug dealer to win an election or to force his way on the people. A democracy where the army does not know its roles. Democracy where the police does not know where it belongs. A democracy where the DSS is used to harass and hound the people. You know, I'm officially on exile now from Nigeria. I can't go to Nigeria right now because I am enemy of their state, not the state of Nigeria. The state of Nigeria love me. The people of Nigeria love me. But I don't care what I have to do to wake the people of Nigeria up, to do what they need to do. now and really very decisively. Why are people talking about 2027 when we have not finished the business of 2023? Why is Peter Obi really? He was so afraid. We expected him to lead and let the rest of Nigeria follow because he had the mass followership. He let these people scare the hell out of him. He was listening to the wrong voices. He was supposed to become a revolutionary if he never was one. But he became afraid. He started trusting a system that robbed him on February 23, 25, 2023. He started trusting the system that politicized the army. He started trusting the system that politicized and destroyed and commercialized the judiciary. Yes, our judiciary turned the interpretation of our constitution upside down. And Nigerians, because there was no leadership, they kept on moving like a people without direction to put us where we are. 1 year after, look at where Nigeria is. Economy in tatters, infrastructural decay, people, insecurity in the land. Every part of Nigeria has now been overrun by mercenaries. Yeah, Fulani mercenaries. Yes, Ottoman Danfodio extremist Fulani mercenaries, driven by what? Hypocrisy of Islam. Driven by what? Finance in economics. No God. It's not about God. It's an economic jihad. It started a long time ago. Nzago tried to stop it. They called it Nzago. Nzago's coup was an Igbo coup because he saw what was about to happen. Now, the 1966 coup was a torpedo of what we are seeing today. Now they have come again, and they are having their way. And the people of Nigeria are keeping quiet, especially its corrupt elites, corrupt political elites. People governors cannot defend their states. They can't defend their citizens. Why are you a governor? Why are you a senator if you cannot make law? Why are you a governor if you cannot govern your people? Why do you have to run to a drug dealer when Okwama was attacked in Delta State? Why do you have to confer with an idiot who was not elected by anybody in a situation where people are immediately dying in your hometown? In my hometown, 43 persons within the last 1 year have been murdered. Yes, or taken into captivity. The worst that happened, two actually, in quick succession. A man went to his farm. He was beheaded and his body dismembered. Who knows? Now these people are stealing body parts now. The second one, a young lady was caught and kept in captivity. She was pregnant. And while she was there, she fell into labor. This is what is taking place in Nigeria. She fell into labor and had a baby. Guess what this Ottoman Danfodio extremist Fulani bandits did to her? They threw her baby to their dogs. They come with dogs. They threw her baby to a dog. The dogs walloped, mauled the baby with her mom bleeding and crying. A woman who just had a baby, seeing her baby being eaten by dogs. Yes, this is Nigeria. This is our country. This is the type of Nigeria we have now. The baby was eaten up, and the woman died. 2 deaths in a row. And we are celebrating democracy. Is democracy supposed to be hell? Is democracy supposed to bring misery to the people? Is democracy supposed to be forcing thousands of Nigerians out of Nigeria? Is democracy supposed to expose our women to the worst type of vulnerability? Is democracy supposed to make our old people who have starved to death without pension, and these criminals live in criminal opulence? They have hijacked everybody. They have hijacked all of our country's institution. Is democracy supposed to make workers earn less than earn salaries that cannot support life. When these people apportion millions of dollars to themselves, they hear and they know what young man Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. Yes, he refused to accept to be paid as president. He is still receiving salaries of a major in the Burkina Faso army. All his ministers slashed their salaries because they care for their people. And then now put more money in the hands of Burkinabés. They increase the salaries of common Burkinabés. But what is taking place in Nigeria? The criminals are raising their salaries. Why should anybody be paying the Supreme Court judge who sat down there and committed the worst judicial travesty in Nigeria? Why should anybody be paying him, did they say 300 million naira a year? Why should he be paid that? Why? What is the police earning? What is the soldier earning? What is the teacher who taught all of us and are still teaching people earning? Why should politicians, thieves, terrorists, criminals, rogues be celebrated? And they find accomplices in high-profile traditional rulers. They find accomplices in the crazy drivers of our country's private sector who are in competition to be the next man in Forbes as the Africa's richest man. They established petroleum refining companies for them with our money. They own banks in Nigeria that are exploiting Nigerians. Every little deposit a Nigerian makes is faced. There's an extortion associated with it. Bank charges that you cannot explain. Yes, and in our country, we have a National Assembly that see our young girls being traded by banks that have become pimps in the name of what? Marketing. They turn our young girls into prostitutes and they give them high, very, 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 very difficult targets to meet. And they have to start sleeping with men in order to be able to get bank account, create an account for them. It's sad how morally degraded our country is. And now our people are so weak that they can't even rise up, no matter how much you tell them, because they have become very terrible victims of Stockholm Syndrome. Nigerians. It's not the Nigerian that I grew up in. We were never known to be people who were afraid. Our young people are so afraid now or are doing some crazy things. They don't even care about their future. They don't care about the future of their country. Imagine our country in the hands of people who are understudying criminals. We are in a trouble, big trouble. And Nigeria is on the path of a second colonization. The signs are there. And the foreign powers love what is taking place in Nigeria. They have a criminal puppet that they are using. Thank God for the Nigerians who resisted them. Thank God for the Burkinabés who resisted them. Thank God for the Malians who resisted them. Thank God for the Senegalese who have stood up now. But you, Nigerian, where are you? Did you celebrate today as your democracy day instead of crying, instead of seizing Abuja, instead of seizing anybody that had a hand in what took place? Why are we celebrating Democracy Day? No, I am not celebrating. I am mourning. Nigeria is in trouble. What can we do? If you are listening to me now, go and start thinking, what can we do? We cannot continue like this. This is not the country that we had hoped for. This is not the country that I want to be. This is not the country that I tell my children every day. They were born here in the United States. I tell them how the beauty of Nigeria, what it was when I was growing up. And now they have started reading. They now ask me questions, some very difficult questions that I find it very, very uncomfortable to answer them. This is sad. You who is a diaspora Nigerian, you who live in the United States, yes, you who live in the United States, you who live in the UK, you who live in Germany, you who live in other places where things work, why can't we come together and put an end to this? Why can't we look for a way to build a coalition of a strong movement that will wake the people of Nigeria up. I challenge me and someone challenged some people some years ago, 3 years, about 4, 5 years ago. I said we needed 3,000 Nigerians who can come up with $3,000 each. I made my $3,000 available. The other guy in China made his own. We didn't see a lot of Nigerians coming to do it. Let's not be those people who make only noise. Let's put power behind our noise. Our people are dying. Our people are dying. If we leave this country the way it is rolling, we are going to regret it. Our unborn generations will ask us questions. They will condemn this generation for selling them into slavery years before they were born. Thank you very much for listening. And if you are joining us for the first time, please, on TikTok, follow us on TikTok, and if you want to follow us on YouTube, we very much sincerely appreciate that. Our channel is at Nigeria Now on ONN. Again, at Nigeria Now on ONN. And the reason behind what we do is truly not just only Nigerian, it's African and the rest of the world. We want to inspire a new generation of leadership from across the world. Leadership that understand the plight of people. Leadership who want to show love and friendship across whatever divide. That we can build a world where peace, love, and equity will reign. It is possible. It is doable. Do join us. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye for now.